So the start of Hush Hush came about when I was actually in my home studio in LA, and you know, it's always different for me when it comes to the start of a song. You know, it can be a melody, it can be a lyric idea, and for me it just kind of organically came in the studio one day, and it was the chorus just come in. It was just like, for some reason there was something really catchy about just the phrase of it, and then it came out, and I was like, there was just something interesting about it, and I, you know, we started adding sounds and different elements in the studio, and it just came piece by piece. But it was one of those things where it was a gradual process, and it was kind of fun watching it come to life. But you know, it was made in house. I wrote it and produced it myself, and it was, you know, a great feel when we finally got it to how I really wanted it.
I'm assuming that song to song, the songwriting process is totally different, right? Mm-hmm. Like, I mean, you can probably get to like a full song in 20 minutes sometimes, and then like 10 days and still not get it, right? Yeah, and then some songs I'm still sitting with. I'm still wondering if I need, you know, I want to go back and finish it, and because there's so, you know, when you start writing a lot of more songs, the catalog becomes bigger, and you know, sometimes your interest, you know, you want to start something new, or but I think that's the fun part about writing a song, is there's constant ideas always coming about, and you know, as an artist, you kind of know the ones that you're really passionate about and the ones that you want to finish, but the songwriting process is fun because, you know, you can write about anything, and it's really just how you're feeling in that moment. So what about music videos? Because I mean, I listen to Hush Hush, and the last thing on my mind is Bosnia, and I know that I know you filmed there. Yeah. So talk to me a little bit about, you know, what brought you to Bosnia?
Sure. I mean, I was so lucky. I was even thinking to myself, I was like, what kind of video am I going to get going to Bosnia? But it was amazing. I was so thrilled to be working with such an amazing director, Danis Tanovic, who you know, he's had many achievements in his directing career, and just to be able to work with somebody like him, and the vision too. When I first, you know, when I was thinking of ideas for the video, I was thinking, I was going in a totally different direction, and the director actually went in a more literal term, you know, dirty, that terms of like, you know, physically. And so part of the thing was, you know, when we were there, you know, everyone was like, you know, we were in this minefield, and this everything was dirt, and it was so cool, because I was like, oh my gosh, I totally did not even think to go in that direction.
It's like you walked into like a foreign film, right?
Yeah, walked into it, and it was amazing just to see his vision. And obviously then we got together, and we talked a lot about how we could come, you know, make this come alive. So, but you know, we did 3 days in Bosnia, and it was just, I was when I saw the final product, I was blown away. But you know, I'm pretty excited for everyone to see it.
Do you when you're making music, I mean, I think that it's probably different with, again, song to song, but do you have a music video in your head at all at the finished product, or is that like always last in the process and you kind of just figure it out like once it's done?
Yeah, I mean, it's sometimes it's been different for some songs. I actually have had an idea right off the bat. I've been like, you know, I can totally see, you know, doing this, or you know, just even the kind of place I would want to shoot, because it's always, you know, you're always trying to come up with new ideas and how can I bring life to the song. But it's always worrying about the song first, and then usually the video will come after, and then it's a whole other beast of how are we going to visually shoot this to make it come to life. But I think that's, yeah, there's always more processes. Like yesterday, I just got all the remixes of Hush Hush that just came in, and that was fun, just to wait, you know, anticipation for many weeks to finally hear all these different people's DJs' takes on my song. And so it was really cool to kind of listen to each one and see how they you know, interpreted the song and what they would want to do with it. So there's always just something new to look forward to, and I think that's the fun part about, you know, making music. You know.
Now I know that you're working on the full length now, right? Mm-hmm. You have a couple of singles out, obviously.
Yeah.
But you've been like really blessed with collaborating with some giants, and I mean, I'm just curious, when you go in the studio with like a Ryan Tedder or an Akon or, you know, whoever, are you a sponge at that point? I mean, do you kind of just take in anything, or do you find that And again, everyone's different. I'm sure you've worked with somebody who's just like, you know, totally standoffish or whatever. You can name them right now if you want. No, I'm kidding.
Well, no.
But like, I mean, I would think that not everyone's so open to kind of giving their secrets away.
Sure, and you're right. But I think, you know, what I've noticed is when I've been in the room with certain people, you know, especially the Ryan Tedders and the Chris Browns and those type of people, I feel like they let it all out. I think that their type of sanctuary is a studio, and I don't think they really treat it as, you know, I'm waiting for another. Everyone wants their A game to kind of come out, and so when you get that type of energy when you're working with somebody, everyone's pushing each other's limits. And so I think for me, I felt like I was getting everyone's best product, you know, out of what we were working on. And you just learn a lot in the process of working with somebody who, that's their muscle and all they do, and they've done really well with it in their career. You know, I think I took a lot. I learned a lot from just working with, you know, people like that. And you know, they're so talented and they're so accomplished in their field that you can't help but just watch them and just see what's their process like. And so I really was taking a lot of mental notes and just enjoying the fact of being in the room with people like that have done what they have done in the music industry, and just take it and learn from it and see how I can do it for the way I make music. And you know, it's all fun. I really, it's just a blessing, like you said, to be in a room with someone.